All right, good evening. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Before I start, I'm going to read a welcoming script. Welcome to tonight's Planning Commission meeting. As a courtesy, members of the public may participate remotely in this meeting. Please refer to the meeting agenda for information about how to provide public comments, either in person, here in the room, or via teleconferencing, Zoom teleconferencing. Any person may address the commission on any item listed on this agenda. Persons wishing to speak on items listed on the agenda will be heard when called by staff. You are welcome to speak for up to 3 minutes. Public comments from remote participants on Zoom will be audio only. This means members of the public wishing to address the commission will be allowed to speak live. However, their videos will not be shown and screen sharing will not be an option. Finally, since the city cannot guarantee that the public's access to teleconferencing technology will be uninterrupted, and that the option for the public to participate remotely is only a courtesy, if technical difficulties arise for participants using the teleconferencing Zoom option, the meeting will continue unless required otherwise by the Brown Act. We appreciate your patience. Thank you. I will have roll call. Commissioner Radnich.
Present.
Commissioner Mason.
Present.
Commissioner DeGiorgio.
Here.
Forgetting one. Oh, Commissioner Heising.
Present.
Okay. Vice Chair Deming is excused, and Commissioner Sturm is also excused. Chair Labange present. Now let's see. Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Look to staff if we have any public comments not on tonight's agenda. All righty. With that, does anyone wish to amend, update, or revise the consent calendar? Otherwise, can I have a motion to adopt the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We have no continued public hearing. We have no studies. I see study session on here, but we don't have anything. No continued public hearing. New public hearing, if staff would please go ahead with ZT 01-25 housing element implementation. Please, thank you.
Thank you. If I could get the PowerPoint. Thank you. Good evening, Planning Commissioners, members of the public. My name is Stephanie Cervantes, Senior Planner with the Planning Department, and I will be presenting ZT 01-25 Housing Element Implementation Zoning Tax Amendment. The Planning Commission previously heard a large portion of the zoning tax amendment on April 21st, 2025, when staff brought revisions to a number of zoning code sections, including Chapter 6.5, a section on emergency shelters, a section on reasonable accommodation, the definition sections for revisions to the single-family dwelling definition, as well as the family definition, as well as revisions to the inclusionary housing ordinance. The staff also presented new sections, so there was 2 new definitions to single housekeeping unit and vacant lot, as well as a new section that would insert an existing land use district table that was previously used as a resource only on our website, and to incorporate it into the zoning code amendment. And staff also presented the removal of 2 chapters for agricultural district that are no longer used. These zoning text amendments, revisions, new sections, and removals are intended to implement housing element programs that coordinate to each of these, as well as simplify, remove sections of the code that are no longer used, and clarify language to further the city's affordable housing goals. At that April 21st meeting, the Planning Commission provided recommendations to amend the definitions of single housekeeping unit and vacant lot. Those two recommendations including removing the term single housekeeping unit from the definition and adding a tenant-free to the definition of vacant lot. Since that time, let me go back one step. At that meeting, staff recommended that the Planning Commission discuss the zoning text amendments and continue the meeting to May 5th. During that time period, it was determined that additional revisions would be needed in order to ensure that all sections complied with state law. So since that time, City Attorney's Office and planning staff have been working to provide further revisions to the zoning text amendments. So the staff today is presenting revisions to Chapter 6, activity classifications. There's been a number of activity classifications that have been added, specifically around supportive care and revisions, additions to classifications needed to comply with state law. The section on supportive care has also been revised. You may recall that at the April 21st meeting, there was some confusion as to the different categories and why there was some repetitive language in some of those sections. So that has been cleared up and it's been simplified and it's compliant with state law. There's also been a new section added regarding boarding houses. The land use district table has been revised in order to ensure consistency throughout the zoning ordinance. Specifically, supportive care and boarding house use classifications have been added to that table. And there's also been a revision to a footnote on that table to add language that is preferred by HCD. And then there's also been some revisions to the housing development urban lot split. This is the ordinance that applies to SB 9 applications. And working with City Attorney's Office, some of the eligibility and the criteria were cleaned up to ensure compliance with state law. There have been no public comments received on this item. As of today, none have been received since the April 21st meeting. And staff recommends that the Planning Commission hold a public hearing, adopt Resolution 2025-03, recommending that the City Council adopt the zoning tax amendment, CT 01-25. That does conclude my staff presentation, but I do have the zoning text language available for any questions or for discussion for the commission.
Thank you very much. Does anyone have any clarifying questions for staff? Commissioner Heisey?
Yeah, thank you for that staff report. And I think we talked about this last time at the last meeting, but just to be clear, the definition of family is per state law. We're just taking it verbatim, correct? What was struck and what is now the new? I'm looking at the last attachment on the staff report.
Yes, I don't recall if it's verbatim from state law, but it is compliant with state law.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Anyone else have any clarifying? All right, well then, we have no applicants, so we'll open it up to public comment.
We have no public commenters.
All right, we will now close public comment and we'll bring it back to the Planning Commission to discuss. Anyone have any discussion items? Commissioner DeGiorgio?
On the staff report, page 2, this is a minor thing for you for later. Part 3 land use districts refers to pages 23 in the proposed zoning text. And it's really, it's the first thing you see is basically it's a list of the abbreviations. And it might make sense to, under the title, say abbreviations for the tables below or something. I don't know if this is consistent with all the other stuff you do, but that just struck me. Otherwise, I think your staff report was really clear, and thank you for that.
Anything else? I know, I know, I'm speaking for myself, read it. Everything seemed consistent with what we've discussed. I'm sure you all did the same, but any other questions? It's pretty straightforward. All right, well, if there aren't, I would gladly entertain a motion for anything.
I'll move the staff's recommendation that we adopt Resolution 2025-3, recommending that the city council adopt the various zoning text amendments to Title VI of the Lafayette Municipal Code as indicated in the staff report, and that they comply with California state law and program implementation of Lafayette's housing element.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries 5-0. Thank you on that. Next, we'll have, let's see, ARC volunteer for Friday, June 13th. Commissioner Heising, are you around for that?
I'm happy to do it again.
Okay. I know I haven't been doing this very often. I will try to get back on. I just,
It's all right.
in a cycle of meetings. All right, commissioners' reports. Any commissioners have any reports? Commissioner Heising? Oh, okay, go ahead, sorry.
Thank you, Chair. I am reporting that tonight is my last meeting. We are moving out of Lafayette, and therefore I'm not a resident of the city anymore, or soon to be. And so I am needing to resign my position here on the commission. And I just want to say it's been a pleasure working with all of you, my fellow commissioners and staff. Thank you, Greg. Very good leadership in the planning department. Thank you to staff. Thank you for all the excellent staff reports and presentations. And a special thank you to council for bringing me on to the commission. I don't know how many years ago, but it's been a while. And also a thank you to past commissioners. I learned a lot from past commissioners. Just want to call out one in particular, Patty Curtin. She really took me under her wing when I started, and it was great that she welcomed me to the group, and I learned a lot from her. So I really appreciate the time I've had here. It's been a great experience. I wouldn't, well, there were some frustrating nights, but I would say overall, it was a great experience, and I wouldn't trade it. And thank you very much.
Wow, that's, well, I'll do as the chair, I will just say that it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. When I started in 2018, by the way, you started October 3rd of 2016, which is 3,164 days ago, or 8 years, 8 months, or 104 months, however you want to look at that. I got some help from staff on that. But so when I got here in 2018, knowing absolutely nothing, you were, I think you weren't chair then, but you were soon. Anyways, your style was really grounded, and it helped me just kind of see the cadence of how this should go. And so I appreciated it. And throughout all of the stuff, from the late nights, the long Zoom calls, and everything, your professionalism has always been admirable, and your personality has been very helpful for me here. And so I've always appreciated that. I also really like how you are cognizant of when information needs to be shared back in terms of why we're doing some of the things we do, and why everyone in the room might not want something, but we have certain obligations or laws that we must follow. And so that feedback, I think, is super helpful, because I'm someone who's sat in a lot of planning commissions, not counting these, from the other side, and seen things that have been extremely frustrating and not seen it reverberated back. So I really like your style. And so the city of Lafayette is really losing a big asset. And so, and by the way, I spent a lot of planning commissions in your town you're going to, and back then they could use help. I'm not sure about now, but they could, I'm sure if that's in your future, they'd be very, very lucky to have you. So I just want to personally say thank you, and and professionally as part of a fellow commissioner with you, say thank you. And then if anyone else wants to say something, get it out. Yeah.
Gary, I appreciate it. You were one of the two holdovers when we had some mass defections from the planning commission. I was one of the first people in there. And for me, you set the standard. You always wanted to make sure that whether we sided with the applicants or not, that everybody got the feeling that they were heard equally. I never saw you get frustrated. You always, tried to look for a win, and I appreciate the way you set the standard for this commission. I do not, my time here, and I think I'm the second longest after you, ever remember any hotly contested amongst the planning commission votes. They were all pretty much one-sided, one way or the other, and I give you a lot of credit for that. So thank you.
Short but sweet interactions with you.
Thanks for being awesome.
Yeah, we are certainly going to miss you, Gary. All right, unless there are any other commissioners' report, I'll turn it over to Planning Director's report.
Well, I just wanted to echo what your fellow commissioners said and express staff's and my personal appreciation for you serving on the commission for over 8 years. Very much appreciate your preparedness, thoughtfulness around all of the factors that bear kind of empathy and understanding of everyone's perspectives on a given matter, as the chair said. So just wanted to say thank you for that and best of luck moving forward.
All right, anything else on the Planning Director?
I will check to confirm if there are any public commenters wishing to speak. There are none in the room, but I will check online. Seeing none.
All right, well, I would say, despite of your best efforts, this might be our best meeting tonight, so I will now adjourn it. You are officially free to go.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah.